guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for watching my new video. I'm so excited for this tutorial, mainly because it's like Kim.K inspired, but not because of that. It's because I've used drugstore products only for this whole look, and I'm kind of like proud of myself. Not because I don't think I won't achieve this look with drugstore products, but more because I just, came up with this idea to do drugstore products and this Kim.K look, and I feel like, I don't know, it's more approachable for everyone, and I wanted to make it like a little bit more interesting, since you guys know that there's a lot of Kim.K tutorials already out there. Out of breath. Okay, so without further talking, let's jump right into the tutorial. I'm so excited for this tutorial, especially because it's a drugstore version. Don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I was on a press trip when I saw Kim.K's look on my Instagram, and I said to my husband, oh my god, I need to recreate this when I'm home. And then when I went home, I did Selena Gomez first, J.Lo later, and you guys said no, do both. I was like, should I do it or not? Because there are so many already out there. But on the other side, like, everyone has their own like touch to it, on the other, like, your own like vibe to it, so it's going to look different on anyone. And besides that, because I'm so late to the game, I wanted to like spice it up a little bit by using only drugstore products, so it's like approachable for everyone. And also I really want to send the message that, like, everyone can create this. You don't need like a huge wallet for this, to go and buy like high-end products to look like her. Not that the goal is to look like her, but to recreate something that she's wearing. So to start off this look, because we are going to use quite heavy colors, I don't know if you guys missed this, I can't imagine you have, but this is the way she looked. It's very like smoked out Arabic, nude lips. The contour is like there, but not very heavy, and she has kind of like a cool toned under smoky eye going on. I've seen some tutorials online and they all looked very like warm to me, and she's definitely wearing some warm kind of transition, but felt like she is wearing a little bit more cool toned colors than what I've seen so far on YouTube. But again, everyone's like sprinkling their own, like their own style to it. So yeah, let's start. So we are going to start with the brows, and I already took the pomade from NYX Cosmetics. So the brush is Zoeva 317 Wing Liner, and she has a pretty strong brow here, so I like to have my brows a little bit more straight, but I will go a little higher with this look. She also has pretty long brows, so I'm just going to try to like elongate the brows. So to define the brows, I'm going to use the NYX HD Concealer in Fair, and I'm also going to use that on my whole eyelid as a primer. Sometimes if you're not really satisfied with the shape, you can definitely give it some shape with the concealer as well. Okay, I need to plug 2 hairs. I'm going to fade that with the classic shader from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. So for brow gel, I'm going to use the NYX Cosmetics brow gel in Espresso, and I'm going to brush the hairs a little bit up. Yeah, kind of like this. I know they're not the same at all, but brows are sisters, and sometimes sisters are in a fight. Or are these in war? I'm taking the Fit Me loose powder from Maybelline, and we're going to tap it on the eyelids to mattify, and then we're going in with eyeshadow. Now the exciting part, I'm going to use the Morphe 3502 palette, and I know it's kind of weird because I just said that I didn't want to use like a lot of warm tone shades, but I saw these colors right here, so these 4, and I'm going to mainly like focus on those 4, or like the last row, because they're a little bit more cool tone than the rest. So the transition that she has seems to be like a little more on the warm side. I'm going to use this color right here for the transition shade, and I'm going to slightly make it warmer, not too much. By the way, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I think this was in a palette or something, but all my brushes are dirty and they need to take a good shower. So that's why I have to do with what I have. That's also another challenge. But otherwise I would have used like a drugstore good blending brush. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use this eyeliner, which is from NYX Cosmetics. I just got this like 2 days ago, and when I saw this I was just like, this is perfect for the Kim.K look. This is the metallic eyeliner in the shade Gunmetal, and we are going to use this as a base to kind of like create this smoked out wing, and from there on we'll see what happens. Also going to tightline this wing. Not going to create a huge wing because it looks more like kind of like a smoked out wing instead of like a wing, if you know what I mean. So now with the Sigma, oh no, it's not Sigma, Zoeva 223 Petite Eye Blender, I'm going to smudge this as much as I can. Now I'm going to take this color right here with the same brush, and I'm going to make it a little bit more winged out and smoky. Because I felt like she didn't really use a lot of black. It's more like bluish, grayish. A little bit more up. And blend this with the first brush that we've used from Anastasia. So now I'm taking this color right here, and this is black, but since we're going to smudge it anyway, I feel like it's going to be hopefully a little bit more grayish. And then taking the Gunmetal eyeliner again, going to go like on top of the eyeshadow. To do a winged pointy liner, but I know it looks very smudgy, but that will all be all right. I can't really see if she's wearing like a shimmer thing on her eyelid, so I'll just go with the flow and just do something that I have in mind or something. Okay, so what should we do? I think I want to... So I am going to add some shimmer, but I don't want it to be like too glittery. I grabbed the Natasha Denona Duochrome Top Coat. It's lavender, so it's gold and silver. Lavender, gold and silver. And I'm just going to see how this goes, because I don't think she has a very like sheen, shimmery eyeshadow going on. So just a little bit of something there, you know? I'm just going to take my finger. I think this will make look a little bit more fresh. I'm going to grab this look now, and I'm going to like blend everything a little bit more together. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and if I'm not satisfied with the eyes, I'm going to like add a few things to, you know, until I'm satisfied. To use a little bit of the liquid illuminator from NYX, and this is to, you know, she has a very nice, although it's looking matte on some pictures, it does look, she has kind of like a sheen, full coverage foundation, but more like, you know, like glowy, healthy, full coverage foundation. Quickly going to use my hands for this, so we have a bit of a glow. And for foundation, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this is in the shade Sun Beige. So I'm using my Spectrum brush in A02. And buff this all into my face, also on the lips. Look at that, the coverage of this foundation is amazing. For some reason, it always looks like very yellow on my camera compared to my neck. But if I look in the mirror, it's like an exact match. So that's kind of frustrating, because sometimes I get like comments like, oh my God, you're so yellow, you look ill. I'm like, girl, if you would see this. Because she's not really like wearing a obvious blush or whatever on her cheeks, and when I like would have applied my bronzer first and then the highlighter, I think I would look very ashy. So I'm going to do this first and then warm up the skin in a minute. That's a nice subtle glow. So to contour my face, she is contoured but not like Kardashian contour. So to contour my face, and she is not like heavily contoured, but she is contoured, but you can't really see like any harsh lines, which I like. So I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro contour palettes, which you can see I haven't used yet, and I think I'm going to use this shade first because it seems like not very orange to me, and then maybe we can use a little bit of this one to warm everything up. So this one and this one. I'm going to grab the NYX Cosmetics Professional Makeup Brush in number 08, and I think this is meant for something else, but I'm just going to use it as a soft contour. Maybe I am supposed to use it for that, I don't know, but I'm just going to give it a try. First color. Melt into each other, and this one is just like highlighter contour. Back to the eyes, because we are going to smoke things up. She has a very heavy smoky under eye, and we are going to try to do the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this black color under the lower lash line, and then the blue one to fade everything. For the waterline, I'm going to use Gunmetal, which we've used on top of the eyelid as well. Mix it with the black shade. Taking the blue shade, not much, just a little. Blend it. Same on the other side. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of a shadow, like underneath my brows, and just make some parts of the eyes a little darker or a little lighter, just to make sure that the eyes are kind of like almost like the same. You know, it's all about the details. Just going to blend this a little bit more here. And this one is a little higher, as you can see, so I'm going to grab a little bit of the bronzing powder that we've used. I'm going to make this one also a little bit higher. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my NYX Cosmetics Epic Ink Liner, one of the best eyeliners in the world, and I'm going to make a cat eye. She has kind of like a cat eye thing here going on, which makes it look like very Arabic. And I'm going to put on some lashes, some lips, and then we're ready. Start up here, because I want this to fade into the eyeshadow. Yeah, down. And I'm going to take my Zoeva blender again. I'm going to make sure that you can't really see the liner anymore. Yeah. No idea if this is the same as hers, but I can't see her upper eyelid, so you know, we have to like improvise. So for lashes, she has like I think she has two lashes like glued on each other. but I'm going to use the Morphe Temptation lashes, which are heavy, but that's, you know, the goal. So I'm quickly going to add these lashes, add some mascara, and then I'll be right back to do the lips. Heavy. Oh my god, this is so heavy, but she has, honestly guys, look at this. Her eyes are very heavy. Okay, maybe not the same like lash style, but it's heavy, trust me. If we look at her lips, she has kind of like a brown liner going on, and then lighter on the kind of like a 90s lip, which I love. So I'm going to use this liner. This is from Bourjois, and I don't know if this is like well known all over the world. It's a very well-known drugstore brand in France, I believe. And this is number 13, Nuts About You. I forgot to mention, but I've used a Rock Couture mascara from Catrice, very budget, but a very good mascara, very voluminizing, and you know, just everything you need. Difficult to do her hair, especially since my hair is like lighter, and you know, my hair is short, so I really couldn't do it. Even like with extensions, I struggled so much. My arms hurt so bad. So I was like, I'm just going to pull my hair backwards in a bun so you can see like the dark hairs. This is, by the way, my natural hair color, which is pretty dark. And she has a very clear hairline, so we're going to fake the hairline a little bit. This is a root cover-up from Wow, so we're going to fake the hairline a little bit, like here and here, so it looks very tight, a la Kim Kardashian. So this brush comes with this palette, and I'm just going to, as you can see, I'm going to apply it and then fade it with this one. Honestly, this is the only thing that it's not budget. I have no idea how much it costs. But yeah, forgive me for that. But you know, you can definitely do this with eyeshadow as well. So last but not least, I'm going to use NYX Cosmetics Dewy Setting Spray all over my face to get rid of that cakiness. So there you go. There you have your Kim.K Met Gala 2018 inspired look. Again, I have no idea if this is like the look she was wearing on her eyes, but I just like, you know, give it my own sprinkle to it. And I really like how it came out. Very dramatic, Arabic, but still very glam. I feel like you can definitely wear this with a nice black dress or a white dress, and it's all about the eyes, which I love. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully if you like this look, give this video a thumbs up, comment below. I read all of your comments. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. And if you click on the notification button, oh my god, I have to like remember so much. If you click on the notification button or bell, you won't miss any videos because you'll get notified. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, love you.